Today we get to take a look at a Jade rabbit. What's a Jade rabbit B002? I don't know. It looks like a space bunny, but it's not. It's a special Vegeta boy. This is apparently the Prince of all Saiyans, but who would have known based on this? Well, this is because it's Beast Deities and these are unofficial. And because they're unofficial, we have boxes for a pen holder and bookmarks, my favorite. So today we take a bookmark and a pen holder and turn it into the Prince of all Saiyans. That's pretty cool. And unfortunately, during the B-roll of this figure, I actually broke off his left arm. And it was not even by changing anything. All I did was lift the joint on the left side and it snapped off inside the shoulder.
Then something just snapped. Something inside of me.
I don't know about getting a replacement on this. I will find out. Hopefully it happens. I don't know. The whole body will have to be replaced. I can't get the peg out. So if you have this figure, be very, very careful. I also have this. I forgot what's in here. So we'll also look at that set, which is a little bonus thing. So we'll move this here. Now, what should we start with? This pen holder. What's in here? This is the main set. This is your head, okay? So if you need a space rabbit to not be a rabbit, you gotta get these things, which are pen holders. It's the silliest. It's just the silliest thing. Okay, for some reason, we have alternate front pieces, and I don't know why. Let's take this off. Can we compare these two? There is just a slight difference. We have more spikes on this one on the left. What's the point? I don't know. Maybe one's Super Saiyan 2 versus Super Saiyan 3? I mean, 2? Craptastic. Let's just take everything out of these packages first. Take a look at the bookmarks now, because that's a lot of stuff. Lots of faceplates. Very excited to look at those. Let's look at RB001. No. Let's open the Jade Rabbit. What I really like that Beastie Boys is doing is that they are making these reusable packs. This is great. I mean, it's probably cheap packaging for them because I'm sure they're just buying something that already exists. But for us as collectors, we have somewhere to put all of the accessories, which is awesome. This is very compact and efficient. There is our main guy. Now, this is the black suit version, which I guess is fine. I prefer blue for sure, but sometimes, oh, here's the case, by the way. I definitely prefer the blue suited version of Vegeta, but this is from something else. This is from one of those mobile games or whatever. This is crazy. We have a whole set of hands and they're on these trees. It makes it look like a model kit, but it's not. They're just ways to keep your hands in track. We also get this beautiful effect piece, which looks really, really nice. Now there is a battery in there, so this should light up. I'm just not totally sure how we make that happen. Is it just a twist of the... Nope, I don't know. We'll figure it out, hopefully. And from there, we get the answer to our question. So not only do we have crossed arm set, which is perfect. I mean, that's a Vegeta thing for sure. We get a bunch of pegs, which is awesome. So I'm guessing neck pegs and wrist pegs? Not sure, but having extras is definitely important. This is the solution to the problem of lighting this thing up. So we just gotta find, oh, there you go. Boom, lights up. I mean, it's not super bright, but in the right environment, I'm sure it looks awesome. And the rabbit itself, again, this is one of those things, I say again because in previous videos I've mentioned this, it would actually be pretty fun to have fully painted animal heads that come in these boxes. Like, it's fun. It's unfortunate that it's just a matte gray and you have to paint it yourself, but just for the sake of variety, why not just go ahead and paint that thing and give us the bunny boy? Anywho, very nice matte finish. I'm very excited to look at this thing in detail. But before we do that, we gotta look at a lot of other stuff. Plus, we gotta look at this extra bonus set, which let me kind of move out of the way because it's in the way. So it needs to be out of the way. Let's jump into the details. We've got this head, which looks really nice with the coloring. So it has this beautiful gradient of this like burnt orange to the yellow. Looks very, very nice. Then with the blue set, same thing. You have this dark blue going into the light blue. Very nice. Again, you know, wouldn't it be nice to have a red hair set to match that version of Vegeta? They really, like, Dragon Ball Super really just kind of forgot about God mode. The power effect, which is green in an unusual color, but probably specific to this version of Vegeta, I'm sure, from the game or whatever. Looks really nice with the sculpt. I love all of these pieces like sticking out of it, and they're a bit pliable, but there's potential to break these things off if you mess with it too much, I'm sure. And there's a hole in the back so it can plug into one of these hands. The crossed arm pose, which I wish would come apart, but it doesn't. It's this kind of old school now, where it's just a one-piece thing. You got to be careful with this stuff, especially with third-party things. You're gonna have to heat up all those joints for sure. Let's look at these face plates. So for the blue hair, we have this nice classic stern Vegeta face. Looks really nice. And this one, which is beautiful. I love expression. So I'm so thankful that Beast Deities has gone this round and added some like over-the-top expressions. Looks really good with the paint. You also get this one, which is nice, a kind of a classic shooting his little blasty doos. Nice details there as well. And this face, which is just eyes to the left a little bit. So, cocky look, but, you know, very specific with the eye direction. Now, with the yellow hair version, you get this one, you get this version which his eyes are to the right a little bit now, for whatever reason. Just for variety, I guess, but gritting teeth. You get this one where he's super cocky, but, you know, more of like an attack pose. You get this one, which is just a nice stern face, kind of matches that blue one that we first picked up. And this one, which is pretty basic, just like kind of a smirk, pretty sure of himself kind of thing. We saw those extra pegs, we saw that magnet piece, so let's look at these hands. You get a left and right of this hand, which is going to be ideal for grabbing that effect piece, which is nice. You get a left and right of this, which is shooting some blasts, and a left and right of this, which could be used for a lot of things. Grabbing someone's face, doing a different kind of a blast, whatever. You get a left and right of this, which is like a nice fighting stance, or it's maybe some specific to this version of Vegeta that I don't know. Then you get a left and right of the thumbs up, which is usually his like kind of cocky way of pointing at himself. I'm the prince of all Saiyans. And then you get a left and right of these ki blast hands, which look really nice. On by default, he's got some punching fists and these very specific gloves, right? So this is like I don't know, is this like a Time Bandit version or whatever of Vegeta? I don't know enough about the game and these versions, but I love Vegeta, so it would be crazy to not pick this thing up. And Beast Deities has been making some great stuff, so I'm very much a fan of this. I really like these sculpts, which are looking all original. Very, very nice. The matte finish is a great touch. So let's take this rabbit head off, since it really doesn't mean anything. Let's put a Super Saiyan one on. Not really sure why they went with this very long faceplate thing, but whatever. There we go, all put together. That is a great looking figure. My goodness. Okay, I don't hate the black outfit. I just prefer the blue. But this looks really nice, so I'm loving it. I'm curious if these head sculpts will fit onto a regular Vegeta. We will check that out. But the posability, I think, is going to be top-notch. So we have all the basic stuff with the double-jointed elbows and everything. Really nice. Butterfly joints to a certain degree. There's certainly some limitations there, but he can get some nice range out of the arms, which is good. They go back pretty well. The head and neck... Let's see, the neck seems like it would articulate, but it doesn't. If it's supposed to, it's very tight. Maybe there's a little bit of movement happening there. Okay, the neck looks like it's supposed to, and it does. It just takes a little bit of wiggling. Now, the torso thing, I'm very curious here. This is all very soft to the touch, like it's squishy. Like you can kind of see, look at this. See how it's squishing out? So it's not a hard plastic like you would normally have, but what is his range going to be like? It seems limited in there visually, and it is. So he has no crunch, which is crazy. Like, that seems like you could go in there and modify that thing, just drill it, cut it out a little bit on the inside, and then get some good crunch, because he has nothing. But some rotation there, some side to side, which is nice. Legs are pretty standard. Go out, get some nice upper thigh rotation, double jointed knees. All the joints feel very buttery, which is nice, and the toe articulation. So very nicely done on this beautiful sculpt. The paint, again, the matte finish is gorgeous. I really wish I could have gotten the blue one, but I didn't. Now, what is in this special RB001? You probably already know. I'm sure you've already watched the video because I'm late to the game as usual. This set, which is also a very specific version of Vegeta, I don't know. But it's got a soft goods jacket in there, which I'm very excited about. And if you know what the story is with this Vegeta, please tell me down in the comments. Just remember, while you're learning all that stuff about these different Vegetas because of the game or whatever, I'm over here making these videos, so I don't always have time, okay? Now this is a very, very interesting set. The things that are included, I think I'm happy about? Don't know. Let's see, we've got this gorgeous looking setup here. Alternate faces, you got this one which is angry in this red and I don't know, upside down A for whatever it is. I'm sure it's not an A, but it just looks like an A. And then you get this one which is kind of what we've seen with the smirk. This one here with the gritting teeth, eyes shifted just a little bit. And this one that is on by default, which is just a nice kind of stern face. Now, what we're noticing here too is this alternate hairpiece. For whatever reason, there's not enough visual difference between these to really need to include them, but it's here. So I guess, you know, nice to have versus not have. Awesome. Love the look of it. Now he's got these white gloves, but in the box he has these black ones, which is very limiting at that point. I mean, it's cool, but why only fists and this is the only way to get the black ones? And they don't have the same matte finish. They're kind of glossy, so they look like he's got leather gloves on versus the rest of his armor. So personally, I don't think I would ever use the black ones. They just don't have the same appeal. But you also get this little baggie of buttons. So if you lose a couple buttons off your jacket here, you got some backups, which is nice because 1/12 scale soft goods, that stuff tends to happen, man. Unfortunately, it just gets so small that those things tend to fall off. Now, the material here is interesting. I don't know, like a nylon or something, but then on the inside, it looks like it has like a snakeskin look. I don't know what's up with that. Now, there is some wiring, I think, yes, in the side all the way down through the back of it, but not in the top of the collar, which is fine. Don't need it up there necessarily. The main Vegeta that I wanted out of the Beast Deities line was the, I think, 005, which is the blue one and kind of more of your standard Vegeta. But it was impossible. I could not purchase that thing in time. It just sold out really, really fast. Now, this is a jacket that's pretty generic design. I mean, obviously it's specific to this version of Vegeta, but you could definitely use it on some other stuff and get away with it. And when you have wired soft goods like this, that means you can have things blowing in the wind, which is definitely the cool way to do it. Like, check that out. So now you got a nice action pose, just as simple as so now you have an action pose just by doing that. Cool. And of course you can use the magnet to stick it or just let it go and go that route, which is pretty awesome. So is this a Vegeta worth grabbing? Yeah, I think if Vegeta's one of your favorites, you just like a nice alternative, or you really enjoy this version from the game and whatever online story, then yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And I do recommend it. Let's find out if those head sculpts work on a regular Vegeta. I don't think they do. Here is my regular Vegeta with the Tonsen Art head sculpt. I'm pretty sure these pegs are different sizes. I mean, it's gonna look awesome if you can make it work, but the peg size is wrong. This is a little bit smaller than what this Beast Deities is using, but my God, does that not look good? That is a way better head sculpt and coloring than what came on this body by default. Now you can remove that neck peg. Does that mean we could put it over here? Probably not. No, you would need definitely some custom neck pegs to go with this. And I think people are making those, but I'm not sure who and where to go to get it. But that looks great. I love it. Of course, you could put this jacket on this blue version if you wanted to. Why not? Have some fun. This is a great set. I highly recommend it. If you can still grab one, I will put a link down in the description to somewhere. I got this from 5K Toys. Check the link down in the description to get your own. If you enjoyed this review and you want to see some more custom stuff for Vegeta, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.